righty, I want to welcome everybody to the June 3rd, 2024 Jenkins City Council meeting. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll, please?
Ernestine.
Here.
Chuck. Sean.
Here.
Rick. Josh.
Here.
Garnet.
Here.
All righty, if you would, we'll say the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we're going to move the agenda around a little bit to get through some stuff, and then we'll go back into the agenda after we get a couple things out of the way. First, Jim. We've got somebody with us tonight that showed some bravery and some other things, and we want to recognize him.
Noah, you care to stand up here with me, buddy? Would you be all right doing that? Folks, this is Noah Gibson. Over the Memorial Day weekend, Noah was with his family enjoying a trip out to Mount Airy, North Carolina. They were swimming in a pool at a hotel. Suddenly a woman stood up and said, "My son can't swim," and he was in trouble, and she said, "Neither can I." Noah didn't know this boy at all. The boy was 8, Noah here is 9. And Noah jumped right into action, took care of the little boy, got him up to the shallow end of it, and no doubt saved the young man's life. So Noah, what we want to do was we want to give you a letter from us. And what it says is, "Noah, we at the City of Jenkins would like to present you this letter of commendation to thank you for your actions on Memorial Day weekend of this year, 2024. On that occasion, you showed your great character and compassion for others by no doubt saving the young man's life when you rescued him from the pool that you and your family were enjoying. Your care and compassion for others, even those you don't know, because remember, folks, he didn't even know this little boy, is a testament to the character that you have and to the upbringing that your parents have given you. We'd like to bestow on you the title of Honorary Lifeguard for the City of Jenkins and hope that in the future you'll be one of our full-time permanent lifeguards. So we thank and commend you for your actions and are proud to count you and your family as citizens of our city. And it's signed by the mayor, the fire chief, and myself. So we really thank you for what you did, brother. Good bravery, I'm sure. I'm sure, folks, this won't be the last time that we hear from Noah, because he's a really, really good young man. So I'm sure we'll hear from him again. So thanks again, Noah. We appreciate you.
And the honorary lifeguard comes with a t-shirt. We didn't have one your size yet, so it's on order, and we'll get it to you when we get it, okay? But be ready, when you turn 16, it's time to get the pool and get to work, okay? You already showed you could do it. And you're all welcome to go ahead and go, unless you want to sit through this.
Thank you.
All right, see you all. Thank you. Good job, Noel. All righty, having lots of citizens with us tonight, instead at the bottom of the list, we're going to move it to the top of the list. And whoever wants to go first. And
Well, we're here about the dogs in our neighborhood. We all live in the apartment building. And I don't think people are taking it as serious as they are. They think they're following us and barking, but they're not. They're surrounding us. And there's not just 1 or 2, it's usually 3, 4, 5, or 6. And they have attacked us for the last 2 months. And it's really dangerous. People are even afraid to take the garbage out. They even came after us and they're just sitting outside. So they're really very dangerous to us.
I think that one of them may have killed a cat too and some other stuff. Jim, you want to talk about where we're at with that?
Yeah, well, what's going on, guys, is we at the police department don't have any kind of equipment, training, or place to put these dogs when we find them. Dog warden and I took off 7 last week. Doggone, as soon as we took those off, somebody called and was complaining that their dog got taken. What we're trying to do is explain to the public they need to keep their dogs under control. Now, sometimes the dogs will get out. For example, there's a person that lives up on High Street whose dogs are usually the ones that we're having problems with. She's working on it. She has kids that stay home. Sometimes those kids are responsible and get the dogs out. At this time, I decided not to cite her because she's trying to take care of it. Citations are $50 for uncontrolled animals. The other thing we need to realize is you need to call police and let us know what's going on.
We do. We have called every time. And when you go up there and she says she's locking up, by the time you get to the hill, they're out.
And sometimes when I get the call, I'll get up there and they're already gone, so I don't send anything. So then it comes down to, well, can you cite the owners? Yeah, we sure can. Not to be flippant about it, but the dogs don't carry ID, so we don't know whose the dogs are in a lot of cases. When we figure it out, we go talk to them. I haven't had to go back to the same person except for the one very often. I've had to go back to her quite a bit with the kids letting them out. I don't know what the solution is for her. We can charge her with a citation and charge her $50 each time. I don't know if that'll deter her or not, but when I go through, usually they're either gone or I don't see them. Dog warden tries his best. He's got the whole county that he's got to worry with as well. Right now the shelters are all full, so it's kind of hard. So anybody that's got some suggestions how we can do it, let us know.
I don't know, but I know if they get us down, they're not just gonna bite us, because there's too many of them, and they don't just follow us and bark.
And these are all
They surround us.
these are all the same dogs, right? From the same person.
Is there a leash law here in the city?
Yeah, there is, but how do you enforce that if you don't know whose dogs they are?
They're the ones in the little children.
Right. And a lot of times we don't know, because I drive through there and I see a dog, they don't carry ID with them, so I don't know whose it is.
They're the same dogs. the
And
same-
then everybody will say, well, why don't you check their collars? How about one of you all coming out and checking it? Because I don't know what that dog is going to do to me either. So here's my suggestion. I'm going to talk to her again. I'm going to explain to her, listen, you've got to do something. If this happens again, we'll have a dog warden just come up and confiscate the dogs. This is going to suck, folks, because she's got kids, rightly or wrongly. Kids are going to be hurt by it too. But we got to explain to her that, listen, sorry, you're the boss. You need to keep these dogs
Well, we've
up.
got people on walkers, people on canes, and
Right.
they're afraid to take their garbage out. They're
I
afraid to-
can't outrun the dog. I can't.
Right, right.
And they're there when, I gotta work at 6:50, 6:45 a.m. And there's 2 or 3 up by my car. So, I'm the only one out there that early in the morning, so.
It's dangerous, it really is.
I feel safe where I live. I've always felt that. And I want to continue to feel safe.
That's why I moved in the apartment up there, because it was secure and I felt safe. But I stayed in a week at a time because there's no way I can't run them on this walker. Even by Sunday, I thought I wasn't going to make it to my car. They was coming off the hill. And I was scared to death I wasn't going to get to the car until they got there.
If we spoke to this person once already, and it's the same person, my suggestion is go ahead and cite them for $50, because here's the thing. You ask somebody one time and they can't put them away, well, sometimes
No reason not to side them again.
you gotta hit them.
You get a warning already.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Why would you go more and do it?
It needs to be cited every time you have to go.
So,
through there.
my thing is, if you talk to somebody once and they can't put their dogs up, go ahead and give them a citation, fine them, and look, at the end of the day, nobody wants to have to pay anything, but these folks here, they want to get out, walk, move around, you can only ask a person one time. That's a fair thing, ask a
We can't
person
even
one
sit
time.
outside.
That's what I'm saying, so go ahead and cite, my suggestion, cite them, and go ahead and hit them in their pockets, and I promise you, things changes when you get in people's pockets, I'm sorry.
And now the
But-
question of the citation is, as the way I read the ordinance, it does not multiply each time. Perhaps we need to think about that and saying instead of each time you're getting hit with just $50, and they're thinking, well, that ain't much. How about next time it's 100, next time it's 150, and it keeps going up. That might help as well.
Jim, when I lived at Bird Eye, the people in front of me at one time had about 30 dogs in their backyard. And you never heard a complaint from me upon anyone because they weren't vicious.
They kept them up, too.
Well, they kept them up to a point, yeah, they did. But they weren't vicious. And these dogs are vicious.
They all belong to the same
They
person.
belong to the same person.
And sometimes the other dogs that aren't vicious, but they get with
With
these
that,
dogs, and then that makes them
Happening.
awesome.
Everybody out there's got those dogs of our own. From one end to the other, it's dogs.
Right.
They picked up 7 last time and 6 time before, so I don't know why they keep giving them back.
Another thing we need to do, and for those that are watching on camera, keep your dogs up, and those that feed dogs that aren't theirs, don't feed them, because that just encourages them to come up. So, for instance, there's some businesses around here that like to help out the dogs by feeding them. and then we gotta take them off when we can get the dog warden free to come help out. So don't feed anybody's dog that's not yours, keep yours on the leash. As far as our person that we all are talking about, I go talk with them tomorrow, I'm just gonna give her here's your citation, here's the ultimatum. They come out again, dog warden's gonna be talking to you about surrendering. I hate it for the kids, but hey, that's not on us, that's on her for not taking care of business.
We do too, and we all love dogs. We're not here because we've got a problem with dogs. But like Rosie said, we were sitting on the bench last Saturday, and 3 of them, the black one, the 2 brown and white ones, come charging at us. I stood up and kind of waved my arms to scare them off. People forget me, Rosie, and her dog. She was out there with us. There was about 4 of us out, and they come charging at us. And they touched down like they were wolves or something, will go for your throat. And they had a lady out come out, they was just about to get hurt. Did the same thing to scare them away from them. And they don't want to go. They want to stand in the park.
I mean, that's around the
Brenda here was out walking by herself in the
I was
park.
walking not down, down this way, down the hill, the boxes. They chased me all the way to the main road.
We're not complaining because we love dogs. I bought 2 of my own. We love it.
Well, in the future, if we get rid of these and something else happens, let me suggest y'all get some of the pepper spray. Because what that does is that irritates them, doesn't hurt them permanently, but 9 times out of 10, they won't bother you again until we can get them gone. Please let us know. I mean, I have to see it in order to do anything about it, but by calling us right away, hopefully we can get up there in time and figure out whose it is. But I have patience with the dog warden. He's got the whole county to work, so that makes it kind of tough. He's got a little bit more power in that he can have them surrender the dog, and he's got a little bit different rules to work under than what we do. But we might consider about having the fine go up each time. That might help out too. And then just watch yourself and your own animals. Be careful when you're around them. Get you some of that pepper spray, like I said, and that should help out too.
I think if you get somebody every time $50, you have to go up there. At some point you change. You're going to keep your dogs up. I'm serious. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't want to get $50 every, but something has to be done. If it's the same person, I don't know who it is. But if it is, every time you go up there and these folks can't get out and about and do what they want and charge them $50, I can almost guarantee somebody's going to change their ways.
And it's frustrating for us too, because just like Mayor was saying, we picked up 7, and doggone, 2 hours later, somebody's calling, hey man, my dog got picked up. Maybe, I don't know for sure, but why did you do that? You're like, you let
It's all right, keep
dogs
them up, we won't get them.
Yeah.
That's
the
If
way.
they ain't that, we can't get them. That's 7 to the 6 that was before.
Yeah, it was before, and then we've got 3 or 4, during the week when he can get up here, but he's got a ton.
Well, we understand that, but
I have a question. So how do if I was a dog owner and the warden took my dog, what's the process of getting that dog back into the home?
Well, what they do is, we have at this point, the shelter that we use for our county, and I always try to make sure they use the same one, is a no-kill shelter. Because here's the deal is, the dogs are being dogs. If the owner, if he decides, I'm going to talk this dog or teach this dog how to attack, that's not on him, that's on the owner. So I can't see euthanizing a dog that's just doing what its owner's taught it to do, because there's other people out there that'll take care of it. We had one really, really bad dog. The poor dog had no luck at all. Its owners, the 3 it had was horrible to it. And it was to the point where it didn't trust anybody. It got taken to the shelter. They got it fostered out to a new parents, dog parents. And if you see pictures of it now, he's got his own little bed and his own little tray and everything, his own little room actually. And the dog is fine. So with a little bit of care, that helps. So that's, if you're missing your animal because we picked it up for whatever reason, and sometimes things are going to happen. You're going to lose your dog. He's going to run out or something. You might not even know it. But if something happens and you can't find your dog, check with Kim at the county garage, and she can tell you who to contact as far as if the dog was picked up there. And then you'll have an opportunity to get it out of the shelter.
If folks just fix the fence, it'll keep.
I'm sorry?
If they just fix the fence, it'll keep their dogs
Sure.
in.
That's the other thing. It's just being like little Noah there, respecting the others, don't do anything you wouldn't want to do, because you can bet your butt, if you had a dog in the place we're talking about, if your dog got out, you can bet she would be, hey, I want that dog. Well, how about taking care of yourself too, If everybody just took care of their own business, we'd be all right. We wouldn't have dogs out, so take care of your dogs and you'll be okay.
We try to talk to her and she just gets mad and yells, well, these are good dogs. I'm tired of people harassing my dogs.
Well, sometimes by themselves, they are good dogs, but when they start running with another dog, they start acting like a dog. I mean,
With
they
the
pack
others, they'd
up.
be good dogs. They get out
Pack
six
up.
strangers, they're not good dogs.
Well, bottom line, they need to keep them in.
On the ankle, but one of those dogs, now he, ever since then, he feels the need to carry pepper spray. He will not leave and go walking without, you know.
That's a good thing to have against
Yeah.
two-legged predators too. So, you know, dogs are a fact of life. We've got to do what we can do. We got to make sure that the dogs are taken care of as well, because it's not their fault that they're doing what they're doing. And we got to make sure the owners are taken care of. If they just take care of their dogs, they're fine. You know, people always tell me, well, you got dogs, you're vet. Sure do. They're kept up, you know, just like you all. Never bother anybody. And if I was to come to one of you all and say, hey man, your dog did this, first thing I know that dog's gonna pack is a whooping with a newspaper, no doubt, but I'll never see it out again. I wouldn't think so. So hopefully, if we can do some citations and with the advice that the dog warden will come make him surrender, maybe we'll be okay that way too.
We did have one of the lightning, we did one of the lightning getting out of the car.
I would be worried if they got their shots and stuff, if they did me.
You wouldn't be worried? I'd still be worried if they had their shots or not.
I would be worried.
Yeah, okay, I was gonna say, I'd be worried whether they had shots or not, so. Now, I haven't heard anything anybody's told me that, hey, this one bit me. I haven't heard that. And I know some of you mentioned it maybe to the mayor, but I haven't heard that myself. That procedure also, if you get bit, we have to go through the dog warden on that, because that's just not something that we can
All
do.
of our dogs has had their shots and everything, and they're healthy. They have to be believed back.
Have you seen the gentleman walking down the road with the big old boxer, the big old bulldog?
Yes,
Have you seen the head on that thing?
yes.
It is huge. He's got it on a leash. He walks every day with it on a leash.
We got ours on the leash every time.
Yeah.
All right, we know we love our dogs, but bottom line, with citations, let us know, document, you know, which ones, whatever, that way, make sure we get the right ones. But bottom line, everybody needs to keep their dogs up, take care of your dogs, don't feed them uptown, because that baits them to town and they're running back and forth, and they're wanting to get out of the yard if they know they can come uptown, so.
And they were at the burn, the dogs that come off the hill around people at the burnout Saturday. There was a lady telling me about that just maybe an hour ago. And they come after some kids and the parents grabbed their kids and took them away from them. That's where this came from.
Well, I think with the citation and then let the dog warden know that it's a continuing problem, unless they can prove they're gonna keep them up, then they need to be fostered out somewhere where they're by themselves or on a farm or somewhere they can do that. So, if anybody's got anything else you want to add to it, that's where we're at. Let them know. You can call City Hall during the day and say, hey, this is where we're at with it. Or if you see them out, just say, hey, they're out. And we'll get a citation to her and let her know we're serious about it. Unless y'all want to sit through about 15 resolutions. 15. You're welcome to stay. If everybody in here reads one, we'll get through it.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming.
I try to walk 2 miles a day. and then-
Oh, trust me, I understand completely, yeah.
But I just wish there was a
Oh, you're about to get everything.
He's not over there.
Bless your heart, I'm sorry. I don't think, you know, I've always had dogs, I'm afraid of dogs. They're very, you know, they're fine.
They got me here to take some
Mine and Nick's people there.
Okay. In your packet, you've got the minutes from the May meeting.
I make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
All right, second. Got a motion second for the minutes from May meeting as presented. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Also, the financial report is in your packet from the May meeting.
A motion to approve. I second.
Having a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Craig, you got a real quick report you want to give?
Sure. We got 13 total grants working for the city of Jenkins here. We got 4 resolutions, unfortunately, here to replace the House Bill 9s with House Bill 723s. Jenkins I&I replacement phase number 2, the Elkhorn Lake Dam project, the sewer project, and the wastewater treatment plant improvements. Then you also have one for resolution for the ADA resolutions for here at City Hall. I do have an award here to present the Jenkins water system here from the Energy and Environmental Cabinet, Department of Environmental Protection, Division of Water. It's recognizing the Jenkins water system for meeting the area-wide optimization program microbial goals of 2023.
Yay.
So I'll present this to you, ma'am.
Hand that to the operator's wife.
There you go.
Thank you. We do catch a break every now and then, so. And then he brought a package, got a lot more information about CRAD. I've asked him to start to give some updates and add some pieces about it, because it's not just Kentucky River Area Development District and just about grants and resolutions. They got single programs, community economic development programs, and food truck. There's a lot of things CRAD does, so we wanted to sort of highlight some of their good work along with what they're helping us with. So appreciate you. And if you need to, it's gonna be a while.
Who's thinking?
Okay, oh, he brought them, didn't he?
Yeah, I brought
He brought 4 more on top of what we had, so. Anyway,
I'm kidding.
Nesbit report.
All we have is sewer I&I phase 1, bid over budget. We're still requesting additional funding. The City Hall ADA improvements, I think we spoke on those. The CDBG funding has been approved, assistance agreement has been issued, and design has been completed, and the KYHBC permits are pending. They're just waiting for the CDBG approval to send them out to bid. City Hall roof and building improvements is still seeking funding with CRAD. Wastewater treatment plant is provided to AMLR environmental documents, and the water line replacement phase 6, which is the handling tank, is seeking funding. PDR has been completed on that. Sewer I&I phase 2 seeking funding, and the city park reservation is seeking funding. And the proposed project is the same as last month. That's about it.
All those are moving, I appreciate it. You need to go head on out. ER says we'll update next month, it's all moving. Now we've got Miss Sydney Whitaker from Mountain Comp here, wants to give a little presentation on a project we've been talking about. And I about lost you in the crowd there.
Oh, I was in the back, so it's understandable.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank y'all for having me. Does it matter where I stand?
No, it just,
That's fine.
you're fine.
Okay. So I am Cindy Whitaker. I am the president of HEAL, which is a nonprofit we have going in Letcher County. It is a community coalition for substance use disorders. So we started in 2018 to kind of make it an easier process to get people into treatment, because we noticed there was a lag between people being able to get from outpatient to court to in treatment like they were having trouble. So we tried to connect those dots to make it easier. We did that. And then post-COVID, we discovered there were all these other issues besides treatment that were keeping people from being able to get into recovery. So jobs, housing, education, different things like that. So we started to focus on other things and kind of amp our efforts towards being a full nonprofit. Before we were just sort of community collaboration, but now we are an actual nonprofit. And this summer, we are hoping to open what we would call a hub. So the hub is basically a community center for substance use recovery, is what we want to call it. But before I get into it, I want to just give you some statistics that you have on your form, just about Letcher County in general, on the front page. So our population is 22,000. And of that, you'll see that our numbers for poverty, labor force participation, unemployment rate, deaths of despair, food insecurity, and students who report homelessness are far above the national average. And I think that's something most of us are pretty well familiar with already. And just to highlight the homelessness, on the night of the 2022 annual point in time count, where they just pick a day, stop, and count how many homeless do we have, Letcher County had 8 residents that were experiencing literal homeless. That means nowhere to lay your head, no car, no relative, nothing, on the street. And all 8 of those individuals identified as either having mental illness, substance use disorder, or both. And I'm bringing those statistics up because these are the specific areas that the hub is going to work to help address. So, what is a hub? Like I said, it's a centralized location where those that seeking substance recovery can have their basic needs met. So, you can go to the hub, you can get a shower, something warm to eat. There'll be information there about treatment. There'll be people there, warm, smiling faces, make you feel like somebody, you know. They don't push anything on you, but they give you all the information you might need. And if you want to go to treatment, you can, and they'll help you go that day if they can. But besides that, like I said, shower, there'll be computer services, so you can email your mom and tell her you're alive. You can connect to telehealth and do a doctor visit. We'll have transportation that can take you to the doctor, you know, within the county. Anything you might need, we'll have it at the hub. Some of the services, like I said, basic needs such as food, we'll have laundry, harm reduction supplies, testing for HIV, things of that nature, food pantry, referrals for treatment, on-site peer support, NA meetings, AA meetings, whatever you might need, we'll have it there at the hub. We will have free legal services, education, GED classes, anything to kind of help people get off their feet, because most often these are people who have burned all their bridges. They don't have a lot of people who can help them out. And so this will help people get back on their feet where they can mend those relationships in their lives. So who is the hub? We already have all these community partners I have listed on the back, but we have so many more who are interested. It is open to anyone in the county as far as community partners go that want to join us. The hub doesn't belong to anyone, just like HEAL doesn't really belong to anyone. It's made up of all the community partners. So it's open to anybody that wants to provide services. We're open to that. And the impact of the hub. So there's only one other hub in the state of Kentucky, and it's in Lee County on Beattyville. And just some of their numbers, it was opened in 2022, and they just have a population of 7,000, whereas we have a population of 22, right? They were able in 1 year to provide 11 jobs, get nearly 200 people to long-term treatment, provide 2,500 food boxes, 2,300 meals served, 500 clothing referrals, 10 treatment groups provided each week, 15 to 20 people attend each of those groups. Their syringe exchanges at nearly 100%. And 29 individuals aided were able to gain employment, 4 of which were originally homeless. So if they can do that with 7,000 people, we're super excited to see what we can do with 20,000. So we're very excited about it. Just wanted to make sure you guys have the information you needed on it. Like I said, it's inclusive to all of the county. So Jenkins, Lott, working anywhere in between. So we just wanted to share. Happy to answer any questions.
Is this an overnight facility?
No, it will not be overnight.
I have I'm really stunned by this last statistic, students who report homelessness. You have over 500 students. That includes the Jenkins Independent System. How do you define homelessness?
So the way that they categorize homelessness with students are any students that do not have an actual home address. So that would be a permanent address.
What kind of address would they have?
Right. Well, it's the parent identifies that they don't have a permanent address, I guess is what I mean. Yeah. So that's a really staggering statistic. I was surprised when I saw that myself, because I think in this area we rely so much on, you know, our families, friends to help us out. So when you don't really see homelessness as much because people usually have a place to stay, but that doesn't mean it's their home, you know. So, yeah.
Any questions? And the reason I asked her to come is we have, I just about said COVID money, you know, it's called COVID money. Anyway, the opioid settlement, we get money through the opioid settlements. And in what we get, there's like 35 different things that we can do with it. And we banked the money up till now trying to find something that fits. There's nothing in line with that now that fits something that the city of Jenkins by itself can take on and do. It's a lot of education and different programs and projects to help people that has substance abuse disorder and needs those type of services.
Can we donate that money to that?
Well, what I'd like to do, and this is sort of, and I'm not trying to speak for the rest of the cities, but talking with other mayors and county judge, we're looking at pooling the money together to make the biggest bang, the biggest, because what this talk about it, but the one thing I've seen make a difference in people's lives is when they want to do better, they've got the resources to be able to do better, and resources to get work, and resources, to get out of the situation that it's in. So what I'm proposing we do is take what we've got and use it for 1 year, and look at it at the end of the year and say, okay, this is what we want to do, and then something may change in that we may work it somewhere else, but at least take what we've got for the year from now through the end of the year, and support the hub.
We won't give enough money to do one by ourselves.
Yeah, no way.
If we throw in with the other cities and the county, then you'd have a bigger pot to do the kinds of things she wants to do with the hub.
And the list shows, like I said, 35 different pieces that it fits under that this money can be used for, but nothing that we could do by ourselves. There's no way of setting up a project or a program that we could fund solely with our money, but doing this.
So is the rest of the cities agree?
As far as I've talked to them, I'm not going to speak for them, but that seems to be where everybody's going with it right now, to be able to use it for that. So
Because they're going to be the same situation what we are.
yeah, it's the same thing. They're facing the same 35 different pieces that they can use it for. It's sort of like the COVID money when it first came in. You couldn't use it for this, but later it sort of opened up. So what I just propose is that we use our opioid and vaping money to support the hub for Hill.
I think it's a great idea.
Okay.
Make a motion?
Yeah, I need a motion. Need a motion. Having a motion second, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All righty. City, we appreciate all y'all's work.
I appreciate you guys.
And this is something, that people away from here understand what Letcher County's doing. I hear from other places and other states, they come to see what, it always doesn't seem like it's enough, but it's headed in the right direction, and there's a lot of good programs to try to help those that need it, so. All righty, thank you. All righty. Ma'am, I guess.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
All right. Are we going to start?
You sure? Got oxygen?
So I guess we'll go second reading of budget ordinance number 262.
There's a summary there.
See.
Next page.
Well, you've got to cover it.
I just give them a little bit and I'll put in to read.
All right. Budget ordinance 262, this is second reading. An adoption of the ordinance for the City of Jenkins, Kentucky annual budget for the fiscal year July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025, estimating revenues and resources and appropriating funds for the operation of the city government, whereas an annual budget proposal and message has been prepared and delivered to the City Council on June 3rd, 2024, and whereas the City Council will review such budget proposal and make necessary modifications, now therefore be it ordained by the City of Jenkins, Section 1, that the annual budget for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2024, ending June 30th, 2025, is hereby read as follows. Line items, general fund, revenue and expenses $1,421,287. LGEA fund, revenue and expenses $66,923. Road fund, revenue and expenses $41,527. Water funds, revenue and expenses $570,000. Sewer funds, revenue and expenses $319,045. Solid waste revenue and expenses $262,000. Total budget $2,680,782. First reading had May 6, 2024. Second reading June 3rd, 2024. Signature line Mayor, City of Jenkins. Budget summary available for public inspection, all interested persons. are hereby notified that a summary of the fiscal year 2024-2025 budget of the City of Jenkins, including the intended uses of local government economic assistance funds, is available for public inspection. The budget summary and documentation necessary to support the summary are available for public inspection at the City of Jenkins City Clerk's Office from 8 a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. Monday through Friday.
That being the second reading, any questions, comments, or discussion about it? If not, entertain a motion to approve budget ordinance number 262.
I'll make a motion, we.
I'll second it.
I already have a motion second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, first reading of police commission ordinance.
All right, this is the first reading of a police commission ordinance. It will be, if passed, it will be lodged in chapter 34 under the heading Departments, Boards, and Commissions. And it will have the first entry at section 34.04, establishment. And I see a typo already, but there it is hereby established in the city a police commission. The membership shall be made up of 7 members. The members do not have to be residents of the City of Jenkins. The members shall include the chief of police or his or her, as I should say, designate, and 6 citizens. The term is 2 years. The city attorney shall act as legal advisor to the police commission. The city clerk shall act as secretary to the police commission. Article 34.04, meetings. The police commission shall meet only as called for to address issues or processes having to do with policing in the community or to address issues that are identified herein. The police commission shall meet at City Hall at a time and place convenient to the members. Section 34.06, adoption. The police commission shall follow the rules and regulations governing all agencies of the city as set out in section 34.74 as secretary. Section 34.07, purpose. The purpose of the police commission is to assist the mayor and the city police in dealing with the public and improving police abilities and tactics. Particular topics which the police commission might consider include, but are not limited to, the following. Number 1, use of tasers, dash when, where, how, and why. Number 2, wearing reflective traffic vests. 3, patrolling in the corporation, not going outside except for emergencies. 4, avoid use of profane or abusive language. 5, report on any physical force, friends. The police commission shall overall report close friends. 6, training and use of deadly physical force. Friends, there will always be a report filled out when this happens, close friends. 7, no pursuit policy of 4-wheelers. Action to be taken by the police. 8, dress code everyone follows. 9, certified training for all firearms. 10, firearm simulation training. 11, less lethal weapon options. 12, handcuffing policies and procedures. 13, strip search policies. 14, search warrant policies and procedures. 15, handling of mentally impaired / emotionally disturbed individuals. 16, female prisoners, procedures and policies. 17, racial profiling and profiling in general. 18, domestic violence. 19, sexual harassment. 20, training for early warning of an officer's behavior outside the norm. 21, field training officers program. 22, selecting and hiring of officers. 23, evidence storage and access, parentheses, 1 person that is in charge of storage and distribution of all evidence, close parentheses. 24, ride-along programs. 25, in-car cameras. 26, vehicle maintenance. 27, firing range policies and procedures. 28, violation and penalties to fine. 4 violations by the department. And 29, better community relations. Section 34.04, decision process. Police Commission acts through its minutes, and all policies or actions must be approved by a majority voice of the present members. There shall be no mail-in or no proxy votes allowed. Members must be present to vote. A successful vote shall be noted in the minutes and become a written recommendation to City Council for action. An unsuccessful vote shall be noted in the minutes. Section 3409, citizens' complaints. All citizens' complaints about the police operations and interactions with the public shall be handled by the Police Commission. On receipt of a written complaint, the Police Commission shall convene a meeting convenient to all parties. The meeting shall conduct a hearing about the complaint. All interested or affected parties may participate and give statements. At the close of all proof, the Police Commission shall adjourn and deliberate upon the finding. Recommendations and findings shall be made in writing to the City Council. The Chief of Police may participate but will have no vote on citizens' complaints. The Police Commission may have the following choices available to them during their deliberation. A, a finding of no further action. B, a finding of no further action against a police officer but training or tactics should be changed or modified. C, a finding that further action should be taken against the police officer ranging from retraining to disciplinary action. That's the first reading. I see some typos and syntax. I'll fix it second.
No action on that.
Any discussion?
They don't have to be within the city limits.
Now, the last commission.
Yeah. I remember that.
Carolyn's got a
Not
question.
legal, I was just wondering how it's not in here, how is the commission selected? Does that,
They'll be appointed by the mayor.
They'll be appointed
Appointed by
if they're willing
The
to
general
serve.
board and commissions that I referred to has that phrase in it that the board
Okay.
is appointed by the mayor.
Under 34.
thank you.
All right. Am I missing safe route to schools?
Should be right after that.
I'm getting the municipal road aid, but I may not be seeing it, so. No, there it is.
It's just started.
Yeah, it's just a single page, okay. I thought that was the last of it, okay. And what this is, the 14-year sidewalk project that we finally finished, there was still money hanging out the end, and we finally are going to get the first $11,000 to $12,000 we invested in it. So this is to be able to get that money back. All right, we're ready.
Resolution 6324, whereas federal aid highway program locally administrative funding is in the amount of $45,825 for Jenkins SRTS project phase 2 SC-628-21000000816, and whereas the city of Jenkins does hereby authorize Mayor Todd Priest to sign the above mentioned agreement as well as any other necessary documents related to the project. Vote taken on said resolution, the results being as follows: motion carried under the indication yes, friends, please circle 1, close friends, signature line, date, title, and witness.
Alrighty, that's the resolution. I entertain a motion to approve.
Make the motion we approve. That's read.
Having a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Now we're down to municipal road aid co-op resolution.
Resolution 6324-1. City of Jenkins, resolution adopting and approving the execution of a municipal aid co-op program contract between the Incorporated City and the Commonwealth of Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, Department of Rural and Municipal Aid for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2024, as provided in the Kentucky Revised Statutes, and accepting all streets referred to therein as being streets which are a part of the Incorporated City. Be it resolved by the legislative body of the Incorporated City that The legislative body of the incorporated city does hereby accept all streets referred to in said contract as being city streets, which are a part of the incorporated city, and the legislative body of the incorporated city does hereby ratify and adopt all statements, representations, warranties, covenants, and agreements contained in said contract, and does hereby accept said contract, and by such acceptance agrees to all terms and conditions therein stated, semicolon, and the chief executive officer of the incorporated city is hereby authorized and directed to sign contracts as set forth on behalf of the legislative body and the city clerk of Jenkins is hereby authorized and directed to certify thereto the vote taken on said resolution, and the results being as follows: column ayes, column nays. Commonwealth of Kentucky Incorporated, City of Jenkins, I, blank city clerk of Jenkins, certified that the foregoing is a true copy of the order above, given under my hand and sealed blank day of blank 2024, signature line clerk.
All right, hear the resolution, and any discussion? Not entertain a motion to approve resolution 6324-1.
I'll make a motion.
Having a motion and a second.
Sorry.
Josh.
Yeah, second that motion.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All righty, moving on. Resolution assigning contracts, administrative services for CDBG through CRAD.
All right, resolution 6324-2, resolution City of Jenkins authorizing the signing of a contract for administrative services, whereas the City of Jenkins, whereas the board, quote, board, end quote, close friends, has been awarded funds through the Community Development Block Grant, friends, CDBG, close friends, through the Department for Local Government, friends, DLG, close friends. And whereas to properly administer the grant as required by the DLG and the CDBG, proper loan and grant administration must be performed, and the board does not have the personnel trained in administration of CDBG funds. And whereas the Kentucky River Area Development District, friends, the quote, district, end quote, close friends, has employees that are trained by the state of Kentucky for the administration of CDBG funds. The board wishes to contract with the district, and the district is willing to be contracted with. Now therefore be it resolved, this third day of June 2024 by the City of Jenkins, that the mayor is hereby authorized to sign the administrative contract and enter into said contract with the district. Vote taken in column, motion carried, attestation clerk, signature City of Jenkins by mayor.
Any questions, discussion on this resolution? Not entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Having a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Now we're over to coverage of costs and overruns for the City Hall ADA renovation project. There is a little over $16,000 match, but it's almost $800,000 project, so we got a pretty good way with that one.
Resolution 6324-3, resolution of the City of Jenkins authorizing commitment of coverage of cost overruns on a CDBG funded project, Jenkins City Hall ADA renovations. Whereas the City of Jenkins has been awarded funds through the Community Development Block Grant Program, administered by the Department for Local Government, Commonwealth of Kentucky, as the basic federal agency. And whereas in order to properly satisfy the requirements of the Department for Local Government, the city is to provide for any cost overruns associated with the project. Whereas the city desires that this project move forward in order that construction can be completed in a timely manner. Now therefore be it resolved, this plain day of line 2024 by the City of Jenkins, that assurances is made to the Department of Local Government that the city will secure funding to cover any cost overruns associated with the aforementioned project. City Carolina Mayor, attestation clerk.
All right, hearing resolution 6324-3, any discussion? If not, entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
I say.
Having a motion second, all those in favor say aye. We're getting there.
Resolution 6322-4, Fair Housing Resolution. Let it be known to all persons of the city of Jenkins that discrimination in the sale, rental, leasing, financing of housing or land to be used for construction of housing or in the provision of brokerage services because of race, color, religion, sex, or national origin is prohibited by Title 8 of the 1968 Civil Rights Act, Friends, Federal Fair Housing Law, close friends. It is the policy of the city of Jenkins to implement programs to ensure equal opportunity in housing for all persons, regardless of race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. The Fair Housing Amendments Act of 1988 expanded coverage to include disabled persons and families with children, and HUD 2012 regulations expanded coverage to sexual orientation or gender identity. Therefore, the board does hereby pass the following resolution. Be it resolved that within the available resources, the board will assist all persons who feel they have been discriminated against because of race, color, religion, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, national origin, disability, or familiar status to seek equity under the federal and state laws by filing a complaint in the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development Office, the Fair Housing and Equal Opportunity Compliance Division. Be it further resolved that the board shall publicize this resolution, and through this publicity shall encourage owners of real estate developers and builders to become aware of their respective responsibilities and rights under the Federal Fair Housing Law and amendments in any applicable state or local laws or ordinances. Said program will at a minimum include printing and publicizing of this policy and other applicable fair housing information through local media and community contacts, semicolons, parens 2, close parens, distribution of posters, flyers, and other means that will bring attention to those affected, the knowledge of their respective responsibilities and rights concerning equal opportunity in housing, semicolon, and parens 3, close parens, prepare an analysis of impediments to fair housing choice and actions to mitigate such impediments. Effective date blank, the resolution shall take effect on 2024. Attestation and signature line record.
All right, hearing resolution 6324-4, any discussion? Not entertain a motion to approve.
A motion to approve. I'll second.
Having a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, motion.
All right, resolution 63225, residential anti-displacement and relocation assistance plan under section 104, lowercase d, close parens, of the Housing and Community Development Act of 1974 as amended. The city of Jenkins will replace occupied and vacant, occupiable, low/moderate income housing as a direct result of activities assisted with funds provided by the Housing and Community Development Act of 1974, as amended and described in 24 CFR 570.496, lowercase a, parentheses, lowercase c, close parentheses. All replacement housing will be provided within 3 years of commencement of the demolition or rehabilitation relating to conversion, before obligating or expending funds that will directly result in the demolition or conversion. The city of Jenkins will make public and submit to the Department of Local Government the following information in writing: number 1, a a description of the proposed assisted activity. Number 2, the general location on a map, an approximate number of dwelling units by size, for instance, number of bedrooms, close friends, that will be demolished or converted to a use other than a low/moderate income dwelling unit as a direct result of the assisted activity. 3, a time schedule for the commencement and completion of the demolition or conversion. 4, a general location on a map, an approximate number of dwellings by unit size, for instance, number of bedrooms, close friends, that will be provided as replacement dwelling units. 5, the source of funds and at a time schedule for the provisions of replacement dwelling units. And 6, the basis for concluding that each replacement unit will remain a low/moderate income dwelling for at least 10 years from the date of the initial occupancy. The City of Jenkins will provide relocation assistance as described in 570.496 lowercase a, lowercase c, close brackets. Each low/moderate income household displaced by the demolition of housing or by the conversion of a low/moderate income dwelling to another use or as direct results of assisted activities. Consistent with the goal and obligations of activities assisting under the Act, the City of Jenkins will take the following steps to minimize the displacement of persons from their homes. There will be no displacement as a direct result of this project. Signature line, Mayor, date and attestation.
I like you had to go through that whole resolution to say there will be no displacement as a result of this, but anyway, I won't hide it. Here in Resolution 6324-5, any discussion? Not entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
I'll say.
Having a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. All right. Now, Randall, if you need to take a break or we need to slow down, whenever.
Well, are you going to require a reading of this procurement code
Yeah, we are supposed
or
to.
just the resolution to adopt?
The resolution, is it got a resolution to adopt with it?
Yeah, I don't see a resolution to adopt.
That's all I said.
Okay. We can read it in if you are up to it right now and take a break. We've got,
Well, you know, you've got some more here, but you really need a resolution to adopt it because we have a procurement code in our ordinances. This would have to be limited to just KCD-BG funds. So it's going to be a procurement code in a procurement code, just for this one.
okay, this is for the renovation, so we're all right to table this one.
And I can prepare a little cover resolution for next time, and then we can read it.
Okay, let's do it this way. This is not,
And you won't need 2 readings because it's not an ordinance. So it'll be a resolution you pass.
Table.
yeah, I just need a motion to table this.
I'll make a motion.
I'll say.
All right, those in favor say aye.
Yeah.
All right.
To the next meeting, right?
All right, the next item I see is the ordinance on the budget.
Yep.
City of Jenkins ordinance number 264, an ordinance relating to the amendment of the budget for the City of Jenkins, 2024-2025, whereas KRS Chapter 19, Case A requires that the municipality accept the budget for each fiscal year, and whereas the City of Jenkins, Letcher County, Kentucky has previously adopted the budget for the fiscal year 2024-2025 as a proposed plan for raising spending money for specified programs, functions, activities, or objectives during the fiscal year to provide for efficient financial administration. And whereas the City of Jenkins has received community development block grant funds in the amount of $750,000 in connection with the Jenkins City Hall ADA renovations project, and whereas the City of Jenkins desires to document and said transfer into the 2024-2025 budget to show the inclusion of said funds into the budget and the expenditures of said funds from the budget. Now therefore be it ordained by the City of Jenkins, Letcher County, Kentucky as follows. Section 1, the budget of the City of Jenkins for fiscal year 2024-2025 is hereby amended to allow for the inclusion into the budget for the City of Jenkins of a $750,000 community development block grant received in connection with the Jenkins City Hall ADA renovation project. Section 2, the budget for the City of Jenkins fiscal year 2024-2025 is hereby amended to allow for the expenditure of the aforementioned $750,000 in community development block grant funds for use on the Jenkins City Hall ADA renovation project. Section 3, that the ordinance will take effect following its passage upon publication and active display day of 2024. Central Line Mayor attestation clerk.
Okay, that's our first reading of that.
I was gonna say, I didn't see that. I think she just got it Friday, so I didn't put it in the budget. I didn't know anything about it until.
Yeah, we can do, we'll have to have two, yeah, we'll have to have two readings of this for the budget amendment. For next year. That's only first reading, so we're good there. We're down to off the page, added resolutions, Jenkins I&I replacement, it's in your packets next. Replacement project phase 2.
Authorizing resolution 6322-6, City of Jenkins I&I replacement project phase 2. Adoption of the resolution of the City of Jenkins, friends, quote, entity, close friends, authorizing the completion and filing of the Government Resource Acceleration Needs Transformation, friends, GRANT, close friends, program of the 2024 project application for up to $300,000 in grant program of the 2024 funds for the Cabinet for Economic Development, friends, quote, CED, in quote, close friends, semicolon, authorizing and directing the mayor, friends, quote, authorized representative, close quotes, close friends, of this project and authorizing the authorized representative to act as the authorized correspondent for the project, permitting review and execution of all agreements and requests of all disbursements related to the grant program of 2024, whereas the entity desires to promote and carry out community development efforts on behalf of the residents of Letcher County, friends, quote, county, close friends, by supporting the grant program of 2024 projects in McClellan, and whereas the entity is submitting or has submitted an application for the following federal grant program, Appalachian Region Commission, with the intent to access federal grant funds that are in the public interest and for a public purpose may seek funding assistance in preparing and/or completing applications for federal resources, whereas it recognizes that the grant program of 2024 monies available to the entity for the purpose stated herein pursuant to KRS 147, our caps, .1502, 147A.166, impose certain obligations and responsibilities upon the entity and will require, among other things, for instance, 1, approval of a satisfactory application submitted to CED for approval. For instance, 2, proper registration to do business within the Commonwealth. And for instance, 3, other obligations of the entity in connection with receiving the grant program of 2024 monies for the purpose stated herein, therefore be it resolved, explained date of line 2024 by the City of Jenkins, that a grant program of 2024 application on behalf of the entity or grant program of 2024 monies up to $300,000 for Jenkins I&I replacement phase 2 projects shall be submitted to CED. The entity shall provide such additional information and furnish such documentation as may be required, and the authorized representative shall act as the authorized correspondent for the project. Resolved, explained day of 2024, motion by and seconded by members, President voted in favor and signed by and title, witnessed by and attestation clerk.
Okay, just a little bit of explanation on what this is. They had House Bill 9 that was going to help us match federal grants with state money, because there's a lot of times there's federal grants, but we don't have the money and the state put money in there. It's now called House Bill 723. And in House Bill 723, we're responsible for a 2% match. So our match required for this is $6,000. But to give you, for instance, the $6,000, if the funding stack comes together, it gives us almost $1 million to work on the sewer plant for $6,000. So just to explain that a little bit, that's what it is. And the next 2 or 3 is going to be these same type applications, and I'll explain what we're doing with them as we go. So this one's line out, I'll get to try to get the rainwater and stormwater off of the sewer plant where we build capacity for town and for the industrial park. So anyway, any comments, questions, or discussion on this? If not, entertain a motion to approve. Now, y'all ain't already wore out, are you?
I like that motion.
Okay. Have a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. Next.
All right, resolution 6324-7, City of Jenkins, Elkhorn Lake Dam Project. Adoption of the resolution of City of Jenkins, quote, entity, authorizing the completion of the filing of governmental resource acceleration needs transformation, GRANT, close friends, program of 2024 project application for up to $1.5 million in grant program of the 2024 funds with the Cabinet for Economic Development, friends, quote, CED, end quote, in Korean semicolon, authorizing and directing the mayor, friends, quote, authorized representative, end quote, close friends, of the City of Jenkins, friends, quote, entity, close friends, close quotes, to execute any document which are deemed necessary by CED to carry out this project, authorize the authorized representative to act as the authorized correspondent for the project, semicolon, permitting review and execution of all agreements, requests of all disbursements related to the GRANT program of 2024, whereas the entity desires to promote, carry out community development efforts on behalf of the residents of Letcher County, friends, quote, county, close friends, by supporting the grant program of 2024 project, whereas the entity is submitting or has submitted an application for the following federal grant program, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, with the intent to access federal grant resources are in the public interest and for a public purpose may seek funding assisting in preparing and or completing applications for federal resources, whereas recognize that the grant program of 2024 monies available to the entity for the purpose stated herein pursuant to KRS 147A.50 to 147A.166 impose certain obligations and responsibilities upon the entity. That will require, among other things, for instance, 1, approval of satisfactory applications submitted to CED for approval, for instance, 2, proper registration to do business within the Commonwealth, and for instance, 3, other obligations of the entity in connection with receiving of GRANT program of 2024 monies for the purposes stated herein. Now therefore be it resolved this blank day of blank 2024 by the City of Jenkins that a grant program of 2024 application on behalf of the entity for a grant program of 2024 monies up to $1,500,000 for the Elkhorn Lake Dam project shall be submitted to CED. The entity shall provide such additional information and furnish such documentation as may be required, and the authorized representative shall act as the authorized correspondent for the project. Resolved this day of blank Motion by seconded by members present and voting, signed by mayor, attestation by clerk.
Alrighty, this is similar. This is House Bill 9 that converted to House Bill 723. Now this one's a little bit more. This is the one doing the $3 million study that the Army Corps of Engineers will do on the long-term forever fixes for the dam. We've got the study that we did for our short-term fixes, but this gets us into that long-term, long-range end game with the federal government trying to find funding. So, but the match on this one will be $30,000, but $30,000 gets us $3 million. We'll be looking at how that funding comes through, whether it comes through utilities or what we have to do, but we'll have that worked out. Any discussion? If not, entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
I second.
All right, have a motion second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, same sign.
So you've got two more I can do, since we're all identical except for that particular, and I can do the expedited reading.
Okay, yeah, they're all
It's all the same.
It's just blanks, yeah.
Authorizing Resolution 6324-8, City of Jenkins Sewer I-9 project. Adoption of the resolution of City of Jenkins authorizing the completion and filing of the Government Resources Accelerated Needs Transformation Grant Program of 2024 project. Application for up to $304,845. In grant program of 2024 funds for the Cabinet of Economic Development, authorizing and directing the mayor of the City of Jenkins to execute any documents which are deemed necessary by CED to carry out this project, and authorizing the authorized representative to act as the authorized correspondent for this project, permitting review and execution of all agreements and requests of all disbursements relating to the grant program of 2024. Whereas the entity desires to promote and carry out community development efforts on behalf of the residents of Letcher County by supporting Grant Program 2024 project, and whereas the entity is submitting or has submitted an application for the following federal grant programs, Appalachian Regional Commission, with the intent to access federal grant resources that are in the public interest and for public purpose, may seek funding assistance in preparing and or completing applications for federal resources. Whereas it is recognized that the grant program of 2024 money is available to the entity for the purpose stated herein pursuant to KRS 147.150 to 147.166, impose certain obligations and responsibilities upon the entity that will require, among other things, grants 1, approval of a satisfactory application submitted to CED for approval. 2, propose proper registration to do business within the Commonwealth. And 3, other obligations of the entity in connection with receiving the grant program 2024 monies for the purposes stated herein. Now therefore be resolved this blank day of blank 2024 by the City of Jenkins that the grant program of the 2024 application on behalf of the entity for grant programs of the 2024 monies up to $304,845 for the Jenkins Sewer I&I project shall be submitted to CED. The entity shall provide such additional information and furnish such documentation as may be required, and the authorized representative will act as the authorized correspondent for this project. Resolved this plain day, motion made, signed, and attestation clerk.
Okay, any discussion? This is similar. It's about $6,000, gets us close to $1 million again.
I'll make a motion.
All right, have a motion and second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Who seconded it? Because I went right by that.
Me.
They won't know if we're done yet.
While the lights on?
Yeah.
So they take care of that and also do you have to read that?
I think you'll have to put the amounts in.
Be the same other than the amounts.
Yeah. So you're gonna do this, yeah, just change amounts, is that what you're gonna do?
Well, I'll turn to it.
Okay.
Authorizing resolution 6324-9, City of Jenkins wastewater treatment plant improvements project. Adoption of the resolution of the City of Jenkins authorizing the completion of the following Government Resources Accelerated Needs Transformation Program of 2024 project application for up to $724,063 in grant program of the 2024 funds for the Cabinet for Economic Development, authorizing and directing the mayor of the City of Jenkins to execute any documents which are deemed necessary by CED to carry out this project, and authorize the authorized representative to act as the authorized correspondent for the project, permitting review and execution of all agreements and requests of office persons related to the grant program for 2024, whereas the entity desires to promote, carry out the community development efforts on behalf of the residents of Letcher County by supporting grant programs of 2024 project, and whereas the entity is submitting or has submitted an application for the following federal grant, Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery, for its 4663 prosperous, with the intent to access federal grant resources that are in the public interest and for a public purpose, may seek funding assistance in preparation and/or / completion applications for federal resources, where it is recognized that grant program of 2024 money is available to the entity for the purpose stated herein pursuant to KRS 147A.150 and 147A.166, impose certain obligations and responsibilities upon the entity and will require, among other things, 1, approval of satisfactory applications submitted to CED for approval. 2, proper registration to do business within the Commonwealth. And 3, an obligation of the entity in connection with receiving the grant program of 2024 monies for the purpose stated herein. Now therefore be it resolved this fine day of 2024 by the City of Jenkins that a grant program of the 2024 application on behalf of the entity for grant program 2024 monies up to $724,063 for Jenkins wastewater treatment plant improvements project shall be submitted to CED. The entity shall provide such additional information, furnish such documentation as be required, and the authorized representative shall act as the authorized correspondent for this project. Resolved, dates, motion date, signed, and attestation.
Alrighty, I'm looking for that final motion of the evening.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Having a motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. And like I said, what this is a real good opportunity. This is money that legislators set aside that we can match federal grants. It was originally designed for no match for us, but for 2% of just the match, not the total project, 2% of the money we got to match the federal. And this works because you can't take federal money and match federal money, but this gives us a way to get after all these projects. So anybody wondering where I've been is to get all this together. So.
We commend you for that.
Well, we're getting it. I feel good about what we're going to do. Hey, Jim, you want to give your police report?
Sorry?
You want to give your police report or talk about anything?
Nothing other than what's in there, guys. It's tired, so that's pretty much all we got. We did remove the dogs like we mentioned before, so other than that, that's about it for now.
All right. We'll be sending out an email. I've got just 2 RFPs to grade like we did for the Raven Rock Water and Sewer project, but I need to get them in because we need to get that started. So she'll send an email and y'all get together and figure out just 3 or 4 of you come in one evening. It's just 2 sets is all it'll be, so it shouldn't take too long. No resolutions involved. Council, got anything you want to talk about tonight that you can remember? We're heading the right direction. I spent most of the day Friday in Frankfurt meeting with cabinet secretaries and some of the federal partners on things that we've been working on and these funding stacks, I call them, how we get everything moved to the next level. So, if not, I entertain a motion
Make a motion we adjourn.
to adjourn.
I'll second.
All those in favor say bye.
Bye.
Thank you.